What's up, everybody? It's your boy CJ back again with another Poke Talk episode 2. Today's episode is about Pokemons that Ash has but need to return. Please don't mind the very pixelated image, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because there's no other way I can really display it where you can really see it perfectly. You can go, obviously this picture came from Google, but that's besides the point. The number of Pokemon, Ash has like five Pokemon. He has two Pokemons that he had on that's still in the care of other trainers, being his Squirtle is with Officer Jenny and Kanto, and his Primate is still with that one dude that I think took Primate to be a wrestling, like a fighting Pokemon champion type of thing. Then he released Pidgeot, Butterfree, and Lapras. We know that Butterfree is not come back. When they had the episode about when he reminisced about his Butterfree, it could have been a possibility that they would have somehow magically had Butterfree come back, or that particular Caterpie that he evolved into a Butterfree could have stayed with him, but that did not happen. So Butterfree, being a Pokemon that could return is, obviously the possibilities of those Pokemon returning is there, but it's just a certain way how they want to work with it. But I think with Butterfree, it's kind of like, it's out the question. You know what I'm saying? If they would have magically made Butterfree return, I think it would be a good episode for that. Would have been Ash returning back home after dealing with Kalos, returning back home in Kanto, and then having where Professor Oak tells him that there's a surprise Pokemon with him. No, there's a surprise Pokemon waiting for him, and it happens to be his Butterfree that came back from the butterfly migration type of thing. Maybe it's the son of his Butterfree, and you can just claim that it's his Butterfree, but not really. Then you got Lapras that were released to the other Laprases. I guess he went back to his mother, because I think when Ash found it actually was by itself. It was a baby. Yeah, okay, I think it was a smaller Lapras than the other ones. With that, it's an interesting choice, because I think Lapras is actually a cool Pokemon. But the way how it is, it's almost the same with Butterfree, because again, Butterfree is with the other Butterfrees and Lapras is with its mother. If they, again, I don't know how that will really work out. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually have no idea how they could bring back Lapras. Because again, its Pokeball is it's gone. Because for Professor Oak to actually have the Pokemon, he has to have the Pokeball for it. And I don't think with that it's not gonna really work out. So Lapras is another one out the question. Then you have Pidgeot. Now that's a whole different thing. Because Pidgeot is still in Kanto, and it's so crazy. He's still with the quote-unquote the Pidgeys and Pidgeotos help fending off the Fearow. By now, those Pidgeys and Pidgeotos had to already evolve into Pidgeots. And the reason why I said this one is different is because Pidgeot can just simply fly. Find its way, find Professor Oak. And then Professor Oak, well, actually, to be honest, Professor Oak never saw Pidgeot. But it could just be magically where Professor Oak is just happened to be wandering into the forest, and then he happened to see the Pidgeot, or the Pidgeot flies to Professor Oak's his lab, and then Ash be like, "Oh, Ash, there's a Pokemon here for you," or keep it a secret, and so when he comes back, it'd be like, "Wait a minute," and then Ash be like, "It's Pidgeot," you know what I'm saying? Because being that with Butterfree saying there's a flying Pokemon equals it can fly back. But I think out of those three, Pidgeot is the one that I think that needs to actually come back. It's irrelevant. Because it's a mediocre Pokemon. But I would love to see Pidgeot return, because Ash told Pidgeot, "I'm going to come back and get you. I'm going to come back and get you." But he obviously, I guess I think his name is Satoshi. He forgot. I guess I had to forget about Pidgeot, and there you go. Now on to the two Pokemons that are with other trainers. Squirtle's with Officer Jenny. You would think magically Squirtle had to evolve into a Wartortle or even a Blastoise to form the Blastoise squad. You know what I'm saying? And again, Ash can always call on Officer Jenny and be like, "Officer Jenny, can you send me my Squirtle?" But I think that it has to be now to the point where the Squirtles are no longer needed, and then Officer Jenny just sends the Pokeball to Professor Oak, and then might be an episode where Ash is he might use Squirtle in Kalos, and then it evolves into a Wartortle, with Quilava, where his Cyndaquil evolves into a Quilava in Sinnoh. And then Primate, oh man, Primate. You think by now Primate is like a five-time Pokemon, a fighting Pokemon champion, you know what I'm saying? He had that belt with him. And you would think by now that dude that has a Primate, I mean, again, Primate can't evolve, but I mean, you would think that eventually he would have been like, he would have been like, Ash, man, just let me know when you want your Primate back, and here you go. And again, the way how they can introduce Primates again, the dude can send the Pokeball to Professor Oak, and then when Ash gets back, or Professor Oak just be like, "Hey Ash, this is a gift for you. Is it a Pokeball?" It's like, "Oh, okay, just send it to me." Well, I can't send it to you because you have a full squad. Send me one back in return. So Ash be like, "Okay, let me see who it is. Come on out," and it's Primate, or it can either be Pidgeot. Well, not Pidgeot, my bad. Like Squirtle, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And what now, Squirtle, because, come on, man. Squirtle needs to be in this picture. Primate needs to be in this picture. Pidgeot needs to be flying somewhere in this picture. All his Pokemon that he recently had would be so nice to have in this picture, but, again, they're just not there. But I think that's all I really have to say. I mean, Primate and Squirtle both need to actually return. I mean, they don't have to be in Kalos, but at least be chilling in Professor Oak's lab. Professor Oak can be like, Ash, he can say, for example, with Squirtle, he can say, Officer Jenny, sent your Squirtle by to me, and she told me that the Squirtle squad has retired. And what's so crazy, and what's also another thing is that's Ash's Squirtle, but then the rest of the Squirtles also, actually all of them was actually, was troublemakers. But would it be so interesting that Ash get his Squirtle back, but he also get the rest of the Squirtles back, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. Or let's say that Ash's Squirtle evolves into a Wartortle, but the rest of them stay Squirtles. And they're the Squirtle squad. And so you'd be like, you know what, Wartortle's like, you know what, I'm going to find another Squirtle that can lead you guys, and I'm finna go back to my trainer, and there you go. Primate, same thing. You would think by now Primate is like crazy strong. And then what would be so cool is that when the dude sends Primate back to Ash, Primate can have that belt, which could be a quote unquote expert belt to help power up help power up his super effective attacks again. For example, his fire types against Krokorok would do more damage, being an expert belt, but not life orb, and overall increase to damage. But I think that's all I really have to say. I wish those Pokemon were to come out, especially Squirtle and Primate. Pidgeot, I think you think because Pidgeot is in Kanto, you would think he just magically fly back to Professor O. Some ways, I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, it could be where Ash is home, and then he's like, he wanders in the forest. Like, for example, let's say one of his Pokemon is wander into the forest, and then a Fearow is about to attack Ash, but then Pidgeot comes out of nowhere and stops it. And then Pidgeot looks at him with that like gleam in his eye and is like, wait a minute. You're my Pidgeot, you know what I'm saying? And then and then eventually Pidgeot be like, I'm gonna stay with you now, and there you go. But that's all I have to say. So leave your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to. I want to hear you guys' opinions about those particular Pokemons that would you like to see them return? Those 5 Pokemon being Squirtle, or at least not all 5 of them, but at least Squirtle, Primate, and Pidgeot. Because Lapras, I don't really think. I mean, I can't really think of a way that Lapras could return because it's with his family, and same goes with Butterfree. It's with his girlfriend, the girl Butterfree. But leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.